If you want a life filled with joy, if you want a life filled with peace, then this video is for you. Hello, magnificent human. My name is Maria Elise, and I wrote The Realm of Unity, a utopian fantasy or a guidebook home to yourself. This is probably the most important video that I have made so far. Today, I'm talking about the pathway of forgiveness. So if you want a life that is filled with joy, if you want inner peace, if you truly want abundance in your life, and if you genuinely desire happiness for yourself and everybody in the world, then forgiveness is essential. If you've been with me for any length of time, you know that I believe we're on the cusp of a grand shift in the evolution of humanity, a shift away from fear and into love. My definition of love is incredibly inclusive. It not only means coming into alignment with our deepest soul and our deepest core purpose, but it also means that we drop into a place of infinite acceptance of what is. It's a deep understanding that all things have their time, their place, and their purpose. This is one of the reasons that forgiveness is so essential for building the new world. Because without forgiveness, the cycle of violence that we see playing out on the world stage will continue. And fear will always be the driving force. So whenever there's resentment inside your body, upset, or some kind of internal declaration that is looking around at the world and saying, this is wrong, this shouldn't be happening, or any kind of righteous attitude towards a situation or a person or event, then forgiveness is needed. That's how you know that you have work to do. Forgiveness can only come when you're ready for it, though. So this is an important piece of the puzzle. When somebody has been seriously wronged, or if you have been seriously wronged, it's actually abusive to try to go straight to forgiveness. I would never tell somebody who's just been through a trauma to let it go or let bygones be bygones. So while it's true that eventually forgiveness is needed in the face of extreme abuse, the only compassionate response is empathy to others, but also to yourself. And so I really want you to understand that I am not suggesting that you forgive and forget when something horrific has happened to you. There's deep work that is needed to repair and fortify the core before you can even attempt forgiveness. All emotions need to be felt. We need to be held with love and compassion during the journey of forgiveness. We need to feel all those feelings, all the anger, all the grief, all the upset. So grief needs to be felt. We need to cry. Anger needs to be integrated to allow for the trauma release so that we can find our way back to wholeness. I will be writing future articles. I have one on grief, and I have a video and an article on anger that I will be releasing in the future, so stay tuned. These are really critical steps on the pathway to forgiveness. So I want to talk about what forgiveness is and what it is not. So first, I want to talk about what it's not. Forgiveness is not condoning harmful or destructive behavior. it's not saying that it's okay. It's not saying that it's fine that it happened. Accepting evil actions and allowing them to continue is not forgiveness. It's enabling, it's codependency, it's abusive, and it's martyrdom. Okay? Forgiveness is also not for the benefit of the oppressor or the perpetrator of the crime. Okay? True forgiveness is actually for us. It's for you. It's for the one who has been harmed. It's exclusively for the soul that has been living with anger and resentment. Forgiveness is a means to set yourself free. Free to move forward, free to make choices, and free to live a life full of joy. Depending on the nature of the transgressions, true forgiveness can take years, if not lifetimes. Some things appear to be unforgivable, but being unwilling to forgive actually perpetuates the cycle of violence and ensures that it happens again. So, if you're simmering with rage or resentment, this only breeds contempt. And contempt towards others or to a situation leads to you want to punish. You want to punish that other person. You want to punish something. And that leads to overt or even worse, covert violence. That underhanded, sneaky violence that maybe isn't recognized as violence at the outset. And that will continue if forgiveness is not offered to yourself. We see this on the world stage every single day. I'm sure you're thinking of situations. If you've been sitting with the resentment or the pain of a resentment for a long time, it's like a disease kind of gnawing at the core of your being. Do you know what I mean? Holding on, it's like a deep wound that refuses to heal, and it's not good for you. It's not healthy, and will continue to create more fear and violence on this planet of ours. Deep forgiveness is needed. There is a massive collective trauma that we all share just from having gone through this old earth experience together. And so this video is my prayer to bring in more forgiveness. It takes tremendous effort to truly let go, to truly forgive. If you've been living with years of pain or hatred or anger or resentment about something, there will come a day when you can't hold on to that pain any longer. It's more difficult to hold on to the pain than to find a way to let go. It's not a simple task, and I'm not saying that it is. And yet that's the task that we have before us if we want a world of peace, if we want a world of kindness, if we want abundance for everyone, if we want to bring in the new world that I keep talking about, we have to learn how to forgive. So nobody likes to hear this. But in order to forgive, the most important person we need to forgive is ourselves. All true forgiveness is actually self-forgiveness. Even if you think you're a pretty good person, I guarantee you have done things that have hurt others. I've hurt others, you've hurt others. We have all done things we're not proud of. We've all been the tyrant. We have all been evil. If not in this life, in past lives, we've all been murderers, we've all been oppressors, we've all done all the things at some point in time in our soul journey. Nobody escapes this experience without going through every single side of the coin. Nobody. So, to forgive yourself, you must first realize that you have hurt others. So, I don't mean just saying, oh, it's okay. I mean, you have to really realize that you have hurt others. It's very painful to fully feel the damage that you have caused. It requires deep self-compassion and understanding, because what will usually arise when you start to feel the remorse is shame and guilt, which are incredibly toxic if you don't transform them into compassion. When you transform your shame and guilt into compassion, it's a promise to end the cycle of violence. You see, the purpose of shame and guilt are just to point you in the direction that your soul longs to go. It's to guide you to who you want to be and how you want to behave in the world. Nothing more. Shame and guilt are not meant to be there to hurt you. It's a guidepost, a guide pathway. It leads to remorse, feeling the pain that you can then no longer perpetuate because it's hurting yourself. True forgiveness is the promise to end the cycle of violence. As you've gone through the process of forgiveness, including forgiving yourself, you become a force of good. You effortlessly repel destructive behavior. You no longer call it towards you. All of your actions then are in alignment and support the highest good of all. You become a force of light and kindness. You become an example to others of what true forgiveness actually looks like. When you've fully forgiven, the behavior of others doesn't trouble you. You just allow other people to be exactly as they are. You let life unfold, knowing that every soul chooses their own pathway. You see, we're all on a soul journey. Each of us gets to decide what we want to experience. We all have struggles we wish to overcome. So you let other people struggle through what they need to struggle through. Life is a school, and we're all here evolving. You're not responsible for everybody else. You are only responsible for yourself and what choices that you make every single day. So when you learn to forgive, when you truly learn to forgive and you forgive yourself, you end that cycle of violence in your little sphere and create a more beautiful world. Forgiveness is finding your way home. So the following prayer has been so helpful to me on my pathway to forgiveness. It's called the Ho'onoponopono Hawaiian Prayer of Forgiveness, and it goes like this. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I can feel the power of the prayer even as I say it right here on this video. It usually makes me cry. I use it during my meditation when I am feeling anger or resentment towards a situation or another person. I say this over and over again. And often what happens is I start to cry and I start to feel all the ways in which I've betrayed myself, where I put myself into a situation that wasn't good for me, or where I did something that wasn't helpful. Like, where am I living my life that has been out of alignment with myself, that I have called this terrible thing to happen to me? It's really about taking full responsibility for everything that happens in our life once we have integrated all the other emotions, as we are truly these magnificent humans, truly with infinite potential. I hope this was helpful, and I send you so much love.